Hope everybody's well. We will start in a bit. Can you guys hear me? Just let me first ask that question if you guys can hear me. Can you guys hear me? No? Yes? Maybe? Yes. Okay, cool. Cool. We're just waiting a few minutes for more people to join, and then we will get started. So thanks, guys. Thanks for joining. Sorry for the delay, guys. We're just waiting for the host to join. She seems to be having a bit of issues with connecting. So it should be a few minutes. But in the meantime, there's 14 of us here. I was expecting a bit more. Maybe you guys can say where you're from. And we can open a little discussion. America. Maybe we'll ask if you can guess where I'm from with my accent. There we go, from Texas, from Atlanta, Canada. There we go, good to meet you guys. Jersey, Clearwater, Florida, Dominican Republic, nice. Nice. Wales, Atlanta 2, Tacoma, Washington. Okay, now you guys have to guess where I'm from with my accent. It's a tricky one. No, nice try. Hey, there we go. Nice. Australia, no. South Africa, yes. Well done, guys. Cool. So maybe, let me just see. Let me just find where the host is. Cool, no stress. Maybe you guys can say, most of you guys are your internal IT teams, your MSPs? What do you guys do? Internal IT, MSP, internal IT. We've got a bit of a mixture. 2, 3. Internal. Cool. Sorry, let's just wait a few minutes. Let me just message her again. One second, guys. I'll be right back. Do I not look the same as the profile picture? I think I look the same. It was taken, I think, like 4 years ago, 5 years, 6 years ago. So here we go.
Hi, everybody. Sorry for my little technical delay over there. Welcome to everyone. Jason, is this your music you've got going on in the back here?
No,
Oh, there's some music.
really? I don't hear anything.
Hearing some nice music. Okay,
Cool. I'll mute myself. I don't know where it's come from. I
perfect.
can't hear anything.
Listen, it's great. I thought it was just some
Cool.
intro music. Well,
No,
hi,
no, no.
everybody.
Cool.
Perfect. Oh, hold on. Can anyone else hear that music? Is it just on my end?
I think it's just you.
I thought there was some intro music. It seems there was like a pop-up in the
No.
background. My bad, everyone. You can see I'm having a bit of technical issues today. Hopefully, we leave that behind. Welcome back to everyone for our part 2 series of our AI Masterclass. I'm just looking at some of the names of the participants here. I think a few of you joined us on Tuesday, and we're happy to see you come back today for the workshop version of the workshop or of the series of the webinars. And to anyone new, welcome. I'm not sure if Jason introduced himself, but both of us are from the customer success team. I'm a customer success manager here, and Jason is part of our customer success enablement team. Wow. And we do the AI webinars. Today, like I said, is going to be the workshop version. And we're going to be taking you a little bit more behind the scenes and showing you exactly what the AI can do in terms of our co-pilot and our autopilot and some other functionality. I'm going to start off with just sharing a presentation and speaking a little bit about our AI within Atera, and then we'll move on to more of the interactive workshop side of things. So hopefully, if this lets me share, we can get started. Okay, let me know if you guys are able to see my screen. You should be able to. I'll just check. Let me know if you can see it. Should be good. Yep, perfect. Okay, so like I said, today is our AIT Masterclass, more of the hands-on workshop hosted by Jason and I. Coming up, or what you can expect on today's agenda, we have the series intro, we have Atera's AIT brief, a setup brief, some simulations and Q&A. Just a little mention on the Q&A. We would love to have any and all of your questions. We encourage them, but just to keep them from getting lost, I kindly ask you just to put any of your questions in the Q&A part of the webinar settings instead of just in the chat. Otherwise, they may get lost and we may not be able to answer them. So I prefer them in the Q&A side of things, and then we can come and address them either as we're going through the webinar or at the end. Like I mentioned earlier as well, this is part 2. We had part 1 on Tuesday, which was more of the intro and the setup, and today's more the hands-on workshop. All of our webinars that we host are recorded and put up on our website, which I can send you guys as well in the chat if you need. So you're able to watch it on demand if, for instance, you missed the one on Tuesday, or if you have friends or colleagues who wanted to be here and printers got them a little bit delayed and they're not able to join us on the session today. Okay, so just looking at Atera from the scope of an all-in-one AI-powered IT platform. Of course, we have our autopilot and our co-pilot. Those are the main, let's say, pillars of our AI functionality, which we spoke about a little bit on Tuesday. We'll get more into that today. Of course, we also offer our agents for Windows, Linux, and a Mac. We have the PSA and the RMM side of things in terms of remote monitoring and management, help desk and ticketing. But then also on top of that, there's the network and monitoring, BI and analytics, and the App Center. And just again, to kind of reiterate the point of Atera being an AI-powered IT platform, we're not separating the AI into one functionality or aspect of the platform and having everything else separate. We're really going to have the AI kind of wedged in between all the different features. And we'll show you some of that today. And there's a lot more to come in 2024 on that front, which we're really excited about. Our AI is hosted on Azure, which you can see there. And I mean, Atera really is an enterprise-grade platform. We have security and compliance. We recently just got our SOC 2 certification. So I know we have a few people asking for that. It should be available to be sent to you in the coming days. And of course, data analysis as well. So let's set it up. We're going to get started with some scenarios. I'm going to stop sharing my screen just for a minute. Jason, I think you and I will work together on this, and we're going to show everyone some different options and in different scenarios. The first one I have, and we can decide how we want to start this off, is with looking at, let's say, maybe an internet issue. Actually, you know what, before we start this, maybe I'll just, while you're setting that up, I'll just explain to everyone the difference between the co-pilot and the autopilot for those who weren't here on Tuesday. Basically, the autopilot is our kind of first line of defense. We like to call it like a little invisible tech, or maybe a tech with superpowers. It's really helping to take all of the mundane, the frequently asked questions, the small but a little bit of hassle kind of problems that you guys have to sort out for your end users or for your customers. The autopilot hopefully will be able to kind of either solve these issues on its own or get enough feedback for you. So by the time you actually have to address the question or the IT issue, you'll have enough information from the customer that you can solve it much quicker. So it really helps you reduce time, really helps reduce the noise around some of the issues that you're getting. And then if, let's say, for instance, the autopilot can't resolve the issue, it can be escalated. We have an escalation mechanism, and that's also kind of where the co-pilot comes in terms of ticketing. Let's say, just as an example, we have ticketing. You can have summaries of the tickets. For instance, if there's an end user or a customer that you have been having a chat back and forth with on a ticket, we can have that instantly being summarized. You can generate a response, you can generate a solution. So there's a wide range of capabilities, again, saving you time, allowing you to focus on the other problems or different scopes of your business that you're hoping to grow and develop. So that's just in terms of how the autopilot and the co-pilot is separated within Atera. And I think we can start having a look at some of those scenarios.
Give me 1 second.
Sure. While Jason's setting that up, any questions in the meantime? Any thoughts or comments? I'd love to hear from you guys. I know usually when we do these webinars, we have a very interactive audience. So I'm hoping we can have the same today. Feel free to write us in the chat or write anything in the Q&A, and I'll be happy to check on that. Something else also that I mentioned on Tuesday's webinar, and something we'll be really focusing heavily on today, is the service portal or the customer portal, depending if you're using the internal IT version or the MSP version. Again, that's kind of the place where your customers or end users or employees will come and either create a ticket or ask you questions. The autopilot will be able to, let's say, get more information on that. You have other features as well in terms of maybe pre-approved software that they can download if they need, all these kind of things, and we'll be showing that today. I see Christopher just asked that, and yeah, I hope we will be able to discuss the self-service software installation section, even if we can just show you what it will do. I hope that answers
Maybe
that
you
question
can go
for you.
in, Mayor, maybe you can go into the platform so long and show them
Of
maybe
course.
do the initial setup very briefly while I'm still getting everything set up here.
Perfect. Absolutely. Let me just share my screen. You know what? I think I can, hold on, move this over here. Perfect. So I'm going to share my screen right now, just for all of you, just to know, I am using the, let's just make sure this is correct. Let me know if you can see. You should be able to see my Terra console. I'll just double check it on the system here. Perfect. So I'm using the internal IT version. So if you're using the MSP version, don't worry, everything will be the same. You'll just have one or two differences. But for instance, in terms of setting up the service portal, I'm going to look for it here. So if you're using the MSP version, it will have customer portal, but if you're using the internal IT version like I am today, you'll have service portal. And this is where you will do all the configuration and setup. So firstly, we'll start off with the domain. This would be the domain. If you just leave it as it is, you can copy this link and send it to your end users or your customers. Also on Tuesday's webinar showed you how you can send it out as an email template automatically when you add a new customer. We can always go back into that if you need. We also have the option to have a custom domain and SSL. So if that's something you're interested in or you already have a custom domain, you can just reach out to our support team and they can assist you with that. Depending what plan you're on, you may have the option for SSO or single sign-on. This comes on our Superpower and Enterprise plan. So if you have that already, if you're on that plan and you want to have that enabled, this is where you would do that. And in terms of more the configuration for the service portal or customer portal, let's start off with ticketing. So you have the option to have a ticket created through the service portal or the customer portal. You can toggle that on or off depending on what your needs are. Obviously, we think our best recommendation is to leave it on, and you can decide if it should be left empty for all users, or if you, let's say, only want it for specific users, maybe only these three needs to have it, you could just click and have that set up like that. I'm going to take it off for the meantime so we just can continue. You also have the option to set up a knowledge base again on this service portal, on this customer portal. And this allows, the best way I like to say this is it allows your end users or your customers to be a little bit self-sufficient. I know when I've spoken to a lot of IT professionals, they get a lot of questions around password reset, or maybe there's some of these FAQs or best practices that you want your customers to be able to access without having to come to you. So you have the knowledge base over here. You can just enable that. Again, have the option for all users or all customers or only specific. We really do offer that granularity in customizing these portals the way you want them. So now this AI assistant is what we're going to show you today. This is what would need to be enabled before or for those end users or customers to be able to see the AI assistant or the autopilot. I don't know if some of you guys may have it. I believe our design partners may have it enabled, but likely some of you don't, so don't worry about it. We're working on really refining that before we send it out, but you will be able to see the functionality today. So again, you would need to have this activated for the end user to be able to access the AI from the service portal. Over here, you can see where I'm about to click. You have the option to automatically open a ticket when an end user creates or initiates a chat. We think it's a best practice, of course, to have that on. But again, it's up to you. The reason being is that you can keep track of the different kinds of tickets or requests that are coming in from customers. And you can also have the option to disable a new ticket creation directly from the portal so that the customer is kind of encouraged to use the AI assistant only and doesn't resort just to creating a ticket and not really using the AI. I mean, of course, we see AI as being the future. So if you're going in that direction as well, you kind of want them to start with the AI first. And again, the same thing, you have the option to enable for all users or only all customers or only a few, depending on what you need. Self-service actions as well, we'll kind of get more on that a little bit later on, but the software, I believe Jeff was asking about this. This is kind of where you have your library or your whitelist of pre-approved software that the end user will be able to come and on their, let's say on their service portal or customer portal, look slightly different, but they'll be able to download pre-approved software if needed. For instance, if they're trying to download a PDF and they can't, but the AI can pick up that they actually don't have, let's say, Adobe on their device, but they need it. Again, really just shortening the time and the hassle that it would have to take you to go and figure out what's missing, and they can just download it from this software library over here, which would be available to them. I think for now, that probably should cover it. And I don't want to take up too much time. Jason, if you want me to hand over to you.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Perfect.
Okay.
Yes.
Cool. So what I've done is I'm going to share my screen. And what I've done is I've used Atera to remote into a device that I have in front of me. It is screen number 1. Second. Yes. Okay. No, that is not the. I can't actually share it. Interesting. Okay, that is not the right screen that I want to share. I don't think I can share it. Interesting. It's not letting me share. Give me a second.
Sure.
Technology killing my vibes, yeah. Let me check something. 1 second, guys. I think maybe we'll just do it off air. This is not working how I wanted. Okay, let's try this now. Let's try. I want to share the screen. Let's see. Magic. Okay, cool. So basically what I've done is I've got another device that's in front of me. I've got a chair. You see, I've got another device here. I've just shared the screen from, I've remoted into this device from Atera. Andrea, I know. It's like, how many IT technicians does it take to change a password? 5,000. Okay, so what I've done is I've like I said, I've used Atera. We have Atera, our own Atera platform. And what I've done is just used Atera to remote in. I'm using AnyDesk now. So what we're going to
Nice.
do is we're going to do a few examples. So I'm going to now type on the device over here so we can get good answers. Okay, so let's try some. What's
Let's
the
start
first
off
example?
with an internet issue.
Okay. Okay, now my internet is slow. Okay, cool. So just remember, what's going to happen is you'll probably be able to see that it's going to do some tests. And the thing, what's going to happen is that because I currently don't have issues with the internet, um, see, so it's going to measure upload and download speed. So it's doing checks for you. Okay, so how is this helpful? This is going to, if this is going to either give a solution, or if not, at least if the user opens a ticket after this, this will automatically open a ticket. You'll be able to see the tests that have been done before and what were the results of those tests. So this is kind of where the whole efficiency comes in. Is I see you guys are joking here. If only we had an RMM tool. Jokers in the chat, yeah. um, so basically, let's see what the AI says. Okay, cool. So let's see. So hello Jay, I see you're experiencing internet. However, according to the recent internet speed test, your upload
Wow.
speed is 99 megs a second, and your download speed is 99 megs a second, which is quite high. Okay, this indicates that your internet connection is not slow. Could you please provide me more details about the issue? So again, so what it's done is you don't have to go onto that device or do any sort of speed test or ping test or anything like that. It's doing it for you. Okay. So for this particular example, we can say, I don't know, it's slow when I am on YouTube,
YouTube.
for example.
Yep,
Yeah,
try
let's
that.
see. Yeah,
Takes a
and
lot
let's
of.
see. So remember also that we have uh, a set amount of, like, I know customers will ask us, let's see what it says. Okay, cool. Okay, so now it's testing connectivity
Wow.
to specified website on port 443, which let's see what it gives us. I'm assuming it's probably going to give us something decent, like there's no issue because it can tell. Okay. Which was successful. This indicates that your internet connection should be able to handle streaming services. Okay, so if you can see, we try to create an issue on a device that doesn't have an issue. Okay, so this is, I mean, first and foremost, this is kind of extremely helpful already because you already know that, maybe it's you know, um, a PIC, problem in share. It's what the issue is here because it's done tests for you. So I don't know, what do you guys think about this so far? Just as like an initial, showing of the fact that you can see that we try to, I mean, Mira and I try to trick it and say, give us a problem, but
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. We'll go have a
Hmm.
picnic exactly because we see there's no issues here. So what I'll show
Okay.
you here is that what you can see here is, we'll try another example in a second, is that when I closed it, when I went off, it created a ticket. Okay.
Hmm.
This is what you're going to see in the Atera platform. So let's do a quick change over here. I'm going to change to the Atera platform just so you can see. Let's put that over there. Let's share the screen again. This one. Okay, cool. So now what we can see, we'll go into the platform, we'll go to tickets, and what we'll see is we actually have the ticket open here. Okay, so how this is nice is because we get the full, you guys can see. So basically, it says my internet is slow, and you can see everything that's been done. Okay. Furthermore, what we do is we go here, AI Assistant, and we get the summary. Okay, and we get the diagnostics already. So if you can see, so like even I'm like a bit in shock, to be honest. That's why I kind of
Yeah,
lost my
I'm
words over
impressed.
here. But this is really, where we see. So you can. So I missed that. If you saw at the bottom of the ticket before I closed it, it had resolve ticket at the bottom. Okay. I'll show you guys in a second. But if I clicked resolve, if the AI resolved the ticket and me as the employee or end user resolve the ticket, then it resolved the ticket for me. Okay. So let's go back and let's try another example. Okay, let's go back into the device. Cool. What do you have for me, Mira?
Let's try can't open a PDF.
Okay, there we go.
And maybe Jason, while you're playing with this one, maybe at some point we can try also the sentiment as well to show the sentiment analysis.
Yeah, we'll show that. I'll show that. We'll show that in the next one. Okay, cool. So here we said I received the PDF document via email and it won't open. Okay, so hello Jay, I understand. This could be due to a few reasons. So now what's happening is that it's doing a whole bunch of tests to see what the issue is. Okay. Install should be open. However, there could be a problem with specific file trying to open. Could you please try opening another? Okay, so what's happened here is it's done all the checks. It's checked to see if I have, as Mayura mentioned earlier, if I have Adobe Acrobat Reader installed, okay, which we do. Okay, so again, we're trying to fix a problem where there's no problem. So this is why the AI is not giving us anything. We'd actually have to physically go and uninstall, certain software and then see what will happen. But I can guarantee that it will work. So let's try something. Let's try another one. Maybe okay. Let's see this one. Let's say wait. Let's be angry now so we can show the sentiment analysis. I'll say it still doesn't work. Okay, what you'll see is that the AI will actually, it should say, you're frustrated. I can see that. Let's see. It should do that. Okay, cool. So you see, as I'm sorry to hear, I suggest we reinstall Adobe Acrobat Reader. And okay, cool. And then what we can do is this is the next level here. Okay, so here we can see that we actually have the option to install Adobe. So we'll say, okay, cool. We'll say yes. Okay. Verification code. I think it should come to my phone. I'm not sure. There we go. I've got it. Okay, 220. Okay, cool. Cool. And this is going to work. Should run within a few seconds. Please let me know if that's solving issues and I can close the ticket. Okay, so let's do a few things here. Let's resolve the issue here. Okay. Oh, obviously, let's see what it says. Not sure why it said that. Let's see what it's trying to do here. Not letting me close the ticket here. Let's see what it's loading. Anyways, in the meantime, what I'll do is to show the sentiment analysis. I'm going to stop sharing again. I apologize for keep going back and forward. This will probably be the last time we do it. Let's go back into our over here. Go to this one. Cool. Okay. So let's go back and let's see the previous issue. Okay, so here we have it again. So we have the sentiment is neutral. Okay. Cool. Which again, I think could have been better. But again, I think, sentiment is there. You'll see that if you're a lot more happy and a lot more thank you so much for all the help, the sentiment will be happy. Okay. Cool. So let's try another example. I think, yeah, let's try another example.
Do you want to try one about being added to a distribution list?
Let's try.
That maybe would need to be escalated?
Let's try. 1 second. If I can find that tab. I think we lost connection. 1 second. Okay. Okay. So what are we trying?
Let's try add me to hr@atera.com. distribution list.
I can't spell.
Good thing the AI doesn't need perfect spelling. Just in case anyone hasn't seen us
Exactly.
before, it does work.
Exactly. Cool.
It's very smart.
Coffee. Yeah. Cool. So let's see. So again, it's doing more checks here to see if you actually can be added to that group. I don't think that we should be allowed, but let's see what happens. Again, so I think you guys can see that the benefit here is going to be all the everyday things that you guys probably get annoyed by, like, okay, I can't, do this, I can't do that, when a lot of it can and should be solved by AI. So this is where, if you see when we're doing our marketing and things like that, the real efficiency and time savers is going to be with the portal like this. Deploying this to your end users, there'll be multiple ways. There won't just be from my knowledge of there'll be multiple ways that they can interact with the AI. I don't think it's just going to be in the customer portal.
Yeah.
That's still something in the works. But again, this is where a lot of the time saving is going to be. So let's see. Okay, cool. So let's see what it says. It didn't give us a check mark, like, okay. So let's see. I see that you wanted to be added to distribution list. However, I need to confirm if you're already a member of this group. The check took too long and was stopped. Could you please confirm? Let's see. Yes, I am. Let's see. I'm trying my luck here, guys. I'm trying my luck here to see. Again, it's very difficult because when we're asking these things, okay, there's no need to add you again. I should have said no.
Not one.
Sorry. No. Let's see what it says. Sorry, no. Let's see. I was joking. Maybe I should have said I was joking. Okay, cool.
But that's a
So
great,
basically, it got confused. I confused it. Sorry, no. And what happened was, and this is what will happen again, where again, I wasn't a member of the group. It did a check and it saw there were some issues there. And now what's happened is that it's sent to a technician. Okay, so this is where you guys are going to ask, okay, well, what about permission levels? What about certain, certain actions or tasks that may cause harm? So all of those actions will come to you. There's no way that there's anything that's outside of the the bank of solutions we have. There's nothing that's outside this bank, so they can't try and manipulate their way into try to get something, through the AI. I don't know, like, send a bulk email to all of the just to every person in XYZ. It's just not going to work. Okay. So I think this was a nice example of showing you that, okay, if there is certain times where there needs to be an escalation point, it'll come here. They'll get it. Obviously, it'll open a ticket. We can click here, and we'll see again that will open the ticket here. And then what will happen? Let's just click here. Cool. It didn't open that one. Interesting. Maybe it opened on the other one. Let's see. Okay,
and
so
maybe
I've
I'll
got it
just,
here.
no.
Go for it.
No, I was going to say, while Jason's getting the ticket, maybe I'll just add, I know also maybe a few customers I've spoken to are a little bit hesitant about moving on to AI. I know it's quite innovative, and some people are a little bit scared of what it can do, but this is just a good reminder that there will be always a place for it to be escalated for you guys, and it can't just run on, let's say, especially with more actions of value, it can't just run on its own and just take over everything. So of course it's not pushing anyone out.
I think one day AI will take over. So
Well,
over
currently
everything,
now
over the world
we still got
domination.
ourselves.
No, I'm joking. I'm just kidding. Okay, I think let's do this. Let's let's see what questions we have. Maybe what
I
we
was
can
going to
do
say we have
is
some great questions.
let's go to the questions, and maybe after the questions, what we'll do is we'll go and we'll ask you guys if you want to ask our AI something. Again, keeping in mind that we have a formatted device that's got no issues on it. But let's go to the questions. So you can take the questions, Mira.
Okay, so let's start off with, we have a question here from Christopher. You know what, let me share this so we can all see it. Are application recommendations based on software added to self-service? If so, can the AI install Acrobat, for example, for the user as if it were pushed via the Atera console using Chocolatey? I want to just make sure I'm understanding the question right. So Jason, jump in if you need to, but from you can basically add whichever software you want that's pulled either through Homebrew or Chocolatey to the whitelist library that I showed you earlier. And then if the AI picks up that the device doesn't have that, it can offer it as an example. I think that's maybe answering the question. Jason, feel free to correct me if I didn't get that right.
It was right, but I think to add on, I get what you're trying to say. You're trying to say, will the application recommendations come from the I'm not sure. I think it will. I think it will. Basically, it's asking the approved software we have, is that what's going to be recommended? Where I showed it said Adobe Acrobat Reader. Did that come from the list of software that we whitelisted? I
Yeah,
think so. I think so. I'm not 100%
yeah,
sure, but I would assume so. Okay,
yes, that's what I'm also assuming.
cool.
Perfect. So let me just say
Maybe
that
start from the
one.
bottom
Yeah, let me just
with
stop sharing that one.
Blake's question.
Let's share Blake's question. Blake says, as an MSP, can you set up different rules and automations for different customers, or is it a blanket set of rules or settings that are applied across the platform? Jason, maybe you want to take this one?
Not quite sure I understand in terms of, um, are you talking about just the AI, Blake, or are you talking about in general? Because in general, you can, you know, you can set the AI for certain, and I'll show you.
And Blake, maybe you want to write in the chat while Jason's going into the platform. Feel free to clarify that in the chat for us.
1 second. I've seen.
In general, through the technician platform. Yeah.
1 second. So I can't. My sometimes Mac destroys my life. My the bottom ribbon is blocking where I can share my screen. Anyways, I found it. Okay. I want to do screen 2. Let's go. Okay. So let me just look at the question again. Okay. Okay. So in general, if we look at the AI and stuff, or technicians, okay, if you look at it on a technician level, we can go into a technician. Okay. Not on a technician. We can choose the technician role. Okay. So when we go to role, I think this is what you're asking. I hope it's what you're asking. You can choose what sites the specific role will have access to. So you see on the side, you can see all sites. I don't know why I can't edit this role. Let's go to this one. So we can add a specific sites that this specific technician will be able to access only a specific site. Okay. That's on this level, if that's what you're asking. In the other level, in the AI, okay, you can choose, and I know as MSPs, some of your customers might not want to use the customer portal, might not want to use the AI. That's fine, because like Mira said, is you can choose the bottom here who you want to enable it for or not enable it for. Okay, so you can do it on a site level. Or each of customers are different customers. So you see sites here, but for you, you'll see customers, and you can choose which ones you want them on or off for. So I hope that answered your question. Cool.
I will go to another question. Let's share Christopher's question. In the self-service software installation, can we assign applications to specific customers? If not, is that something that is on the roadmap?
Mm,
Christopher, yeah, I just want to check. You mean like, let's say you only want certain customers to have, let's say, access or pre-approved software for specific software? I think that's the question. If
mm.
so, I'm not aware of that at the moment. I'm not sure if Jason is, but we can always find out.
It could be in the roadmap. At the moment, I don't see it here. It's going to be, one for all. Let me see. Software. Yeah, it's one for all. It's one for all at the moment. If it's on the roadmap, probably more granularity in terms of what you'll have. Can't tell you when on the roadmap it'll come out, but it probably would be.
Okay, another question. So we have Andre saying, piggybacking off Christopher's question, will the AI require something along the lines of admin permissions? In that case, will the user see a request for admin credentials to finish install of the software?
Read that again. Piggyback of Christopher's question. Will
Yeah,
the AI require something along the lines of admin permission in that case? So basically, what happens now is that to install a Terra, it installs as basically as admin, if I'm not mistaken. Obviously with limited permissions to do stuff. I mean, if you have the Terra agent on somebody's device, you have admin permission of that device. So it doesn't really give them admin permission. It just gives them the ability to solve. It's a very good question, but basically what will happen is that the bank of solutions that we have, that's what permission they'll have. And like I said, all of the solutions we have that the end user can do themselves, none of it's going to be harmful. None of it's going to be things that that can cause any harm to the device, that can open anything that might be malicious or anything like that. Nothing like that is and how we've designed the AI. But in terms of will the user see a request for admin credentials to finish install of software, maybe that'll come in the future in terms if that's what you want to have as an option. But for now, you'll have a list of if it's going to do installs. I'm assuming that's going to be one of the things that's going to be a concern for you is what's going to be installed. Again, I get the concern here. We'll have to check for you. We'll have to check for you. It's a good question.
really good question.
Cool.
Okay, next question I'm going to share. Brent said, would this integrate with Azure AD for things like password resets? Also a good question. Jason, maybe you have a bit more
Does
insight than
already.
me.
Does
Yeah,
already. Does
perfect.
already. Let me just double check that. We can do it together actually. Let's be let's try this together and see what we get. I could be wrong. Hope I'm not wrong.
While Jason's doing that, I see John gave us a great little update in the chat. John, I hope you don't mind me sharing, but he said, I asked it to help me set up an autoresponder. It gave me steps for Outlook Desktop. When I queried, the AI came back with, I see, it seems you might be using the web version. Really nice. Then provided steps for that. So that's pretty cool. Thanks, John, for sharing that.
Okay. So I'm not sure if it's connected to you see, it does. Magic. Oh, I'm not sharing my screen. Oh, typical. Typical Jason. Okay. Now you're gonna see some magic, guys. So what you will see over here is list of self-service options, okay? One of them is going to be restart, shut down, lock, log out, or reset Azure AD password. So to your question is yes. Cool,
Amazing.
cool. So this could also be something very useful for you guys if the end user has access to the service portal or to a Terra like this, and they want to reset the password because maybe they forgot it. So this is a nice way for them to do it. Let's actually click and see. I don't want to change it. Reset your as a blah blah blah. Okay, cool. I'm not going to change it, but yeah, cool.
Nice. Okay,
Stop
great. So that one
sharing.
we've answered. Let's see. Um, Okay, Mark says through the AI bot, would the IT team be able to include a script within the logic of a suggested response, i.e., user confirming that the PC would like to run the SF scan now command to fix any registry files that might have broken during an update? Okay, I think I just need to read that again.
Short answer is at the moment, no. But very good question. And I would say that's probably something, I'm not sure if it's in the near future. It is, it can be. Again, that would mean that you guys have an impact. If you wanted to do that, you guys would have a bit more of the back end of, and a bit more logic of, if user asks for X, do Y. I'm not sure if that's on our roadmap in the near future. Eventually, I think we'll get to somewhere there, but it's a very good idea. It's a very good idea.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay, I think we have one more question that I will share.
I missed the chat. Let's see.
Yeah, have a look in the chat. Very important question that does come up. Also, where can I buy the hat Jason has? Jason and his hats are famous, guys. If you've been here before on these webinars, you know they're a massive hit. I hope that they'll be available this year. I hope we're going to get some merch out to all of you, especially the ones who come to our AI webinars. You'll be the first to know.
I take bribes in the form of, no, I don't know. I can't think of anything funny now. Damn it.
In the forms of coffee
In the forms
and
of
working
coffee.
Mac
Exactly.
computers.
Exactly. Exactly. Okay. Let me put that here so that I don't look to the side. Okay. Malicious intent is not necessarily my concern. I just want to make sure that when that user has a seamless, yeah, I get you. I get you. In the form of easy Q&A questions. Christopher, I
We've got
actually
some
enjoy
great
the hard ones.
humor.
I
Yeah.
enjoy the good. I enjoy the hard ones. Like the easy ones are boring. Like I need to be challenged. I don't like the easy questions. I like the hard ones. Okay. That's blah, blah, blah. Let's see if we didn't miss anything. What if the companies don't support or want the same software whitelisted? I think we kind of answered that, Blake. We can't. I
Yeah,
do get it. At the moment, no. But it is a good idea in terms of choosing which site or which company gets access to what specific software. Okay. Let's see more in the
let's see
Q&A.
Q&A. Yeah. Oh, good question. I can
I
share
take
that if you
payments in the
want.
form of food. That is correct.
Oh, but there is another
So do
question from
I.
Blake, which is a good question. If the AI recommends restarting the computer, will it pick back up the same ticket after restarting? It's a good question.
Don't think so. Don't think so. I think it will restart and then there'll be a ticket open. But I don't. It won't. It might. I doubt it. Um, I don't think so at the moment. I think if it restarts, it's going to kind of, because again, if I go off the screen, it's going to reset the ticket. You'll go to the ticket and the ticket will go to the technician if you restart the device. Also very good thought and very good question,
Yeah.
but it doesn't. I don't think it will. Okay.
Let's see.
Cool.
Christopher says, can a user close a conversation with the AI and pick back up later? I'm trying to think. I feel like this is probably the same, that it will close like once it starts after a certain amount of time, it will reload and create that ticket, and you can go back into that ticket, but I don't think you can just continue where you picked up.
It's coming. It's coming, and it's coming in it's in the form of you can't keep active conversations. We are going to implement something like that. Where you'll be able to go back to a ticket and kind of, I mean, that's not really the idea. If you understand, the idea is that we want to get these tickets sorted very fast. Okay. We don't want it to go back and then the user to come back to the tickets. At that point,
Yeah,
if they do go away from the ticket, the idea is that the issue couldn't be solved and then it's going to come to you as the technician. So that's kind of
exactly.
the idea behind it. Cool.
On that note as well, Blake also had an interesting question about that as well. Can users reference a previously submitted ticket to the AI? Um, I'm also not sure about that, but can look into
No,
it.
no, I wouldn't say it doesn't have access to the. It doesn't have access to the database. It won't have access to the database that it's on. So that's a no. Again, great ideas. We'll take all of these as feedback to
100%.
to the product manager. But for that, it's not possible. What we hoping to have relatively soon is a connection to the KBs. So for
Yeah,
those guys who have very good in-depth KBs, we'll have something connect. The AI will be connected to that. So if it is more, you know, something that's an internal process, we're looking to eventually implement that. Hopefully, end of Q1, Q2 maybe, where it'll have be linked to both our bank of solutions and also to your KBs that you have. So that might be something to look forward to as well, which would be very cool. I was able to open the chat with the AI. Okay, maybe let's see. Ah, you can. Okay. Okay, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. Now you make me look bad, but who's
oh
making me look
wow, I
bad
see what
here?
you mean. You know what? Maybe it was just
Christopher, you're making me look
re-updated
bad.
right before.
We
It was
just spoke
updated right
about,
before this webinar, especially for you guys.
yeah, I mean, Chris, we just spoke about this, although, let's see. Let me share my screen so everyone can go
Yep,
with me.
Christopher's not wrong.
There
Jason, you
wasn't
said
really
you
a
like our
question,
question.
it was more of it was more of a statement, and I know who's not getting a cap, that's for sure. No, I'm just joking.
Christopher's one step
Let me
ahead.
show you
Christopher's
guys. Let
designing the
me show you
AI for
guys.
us.
Why does it do that? 1 second. Sorry, guys. Also, again, sorry, it's quite informal, these webinars, because we really we want to have the experience with you guys. This is why it's kind of very informal and moving, sharing screen, not sharing screen. It's really because we want to show you guys. We don't want to have everything perfect, because in real life it might not be exactly. So we want to do it
Exactly.
as close to real life as possible.
And I feel like also we
Um,
have a really good rapport with all of you, especially like we've seen a lot of you come back and we have a great energy and a good work together, like a good working environment together, all of us. So we hope you enjoy that as well,
yeah,
especially everyone asking for Jason's hats.
exactly. Okay, so here we see is that you click new conversation and you can go back to previous one. So this one got moved, but we can go back to, probably we'll add more, or it could be in a specific in a session, but you can go back and you can carry on with which is probably something that they added recently.
Yeah.
So yeah, very cool, very cool. And I learned also today. Cool. Anything else? I think
We
that
have one
should be
more
all.
question. Let's
Okay.
just see. Blake has another question. Are users emailed a copy of their tickets after submitted? I assume you mean like through the AI, or you just mean tickets in general?
I don't think automatically. I think you can set up a ticket automation rule where if a ticket is opened on the customer portal, send an email to the end user.
Blake says tickets in general, but you could still do the same thing, I think, with the ticket automation rule.
Tickets in general, I'll use email the copy of the tickets after submitted. But I mean, in general, if they're submitting a ticket via email, they're going to get so it can't be in general. It's going to be on the
True.
customer portal, I'm assuming. So you can make a ticket rule that will say if a ticket is opened in the customer portal, send the ticket to the requester. Send an email to the requester. Although I'm not sure it's going to open the ticket. I need to check that. Again, Blake, yeah, exactly. So I've said tickets in general. There's multiple ways you can open tickets in
Mm-hmm.
Atera. So that's why I was saying, is it through the customer portal?
Or
Because
through
you can
somewhere
open
else.
tickets via email or via email.
Like the
That's it.
service, the little help desk agent on the service bar at the bottom for Windows, you can do it there.
Yeah. Let me see if you can create a automation rule. So you can, Karen, I just Karen me here with I just want to see if we can make an automation rule for you to have a
Sure.
look.
I mean, just in general, there's multiple ways to open tickets, but let's say if you're an end user, it's through the customer portal, through the help desk icon in the service tray, through an email. But then, of course, also if you're a technician, you can have it automatically set up also for like alerts and threshold profiles. Like if a threshold is breached, you can have a ticket automatically created if it's a warning or critical. Those kind of things. Obviously, manually create a ticket if you need to. Blake said you met with Alex today to start the partnership. So you haven't had like any, so you haven't had your proper demo yet. No worries, Blake. I think you're actually asking great questions. So don't apologize. It's a very safe space. All of us AI people.
Yeah, at the moment, I don't think that it's possible to automatically send the ticket via email. I don't think it's possible. Send us an email afterwards, jason@atera.com, and I'll check for you. I'll check to see if you can, if there's some way, because at the moment I can't see any native way, but maybe there is a way. Okay, cool. I think that's it.
I think that's it. Guys, if you don't mind, I will just send out this short little survey that should come up on your screen. If you can just give us some feedback. Of course, we love to see you all come back, and especially to our new friends who joined us today, maybe for the first time. We just want to hear your feedback. We create these webinars and host all these sessions for you. So we just want to figure out what you want and keep going in that direction. Marcus, I love the way you wanted to end off here. Team Atera for the win. Let's go 2024. Big things in 2024. You all want to stick around for the rocket ship coming up.
Cool. Cool. Thanks, guys. Good to see you. We'll probably see you soon. Just so you guys know, we're going to have quite a few conferences coming up this year in the States. A lot of conferences in the States. So keep your eyes open for those. Yeah, and maybe you might catch Mira or myself or any one of our team members somewhere at any conferences. When is the next Ateraverse? That is a good question. I'm not sure. Hopefully soon, and hopefully Mira and I will be going. I don't know.
Yeah, you could put
Yeah.
requests specifically for us, and we'll
Listen,
do our
guys.
best.
Exactly. There we go. I found it. So this is how you need to say in the comments, say Jason and Mira, we want to meet them.
Yeah,
I'm just joking.
we want to meet them in person, and we'll all wear the caps.
We'll all wear the caps. We'll bring you caps, and we'll be like the Atera crew or something.
We'll have a cap
take and
picture.
everything.
Atera AI crew. That's it.
There we
Done.
go. There we go.
Amazing.
All right. Cool.
Thanks everybody for giving us
Thanks,
your
guys.
time,
Have
and
a
we'll
good.
see you on the next one.
Cool. Have a good evening. Have a good morning wherever you guys are. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everyone.